Hello friends, I welcome you all for a video lecture on critical examination. As we have seen the method study procedure. In method study procedure, there are 6 steps. Which are these 6 steps? Select, record, examine, develop, install and maintain. So this is the third step from method study procedure. Once we record a existing method, then we have to critically examine this method so that we can assess whether each and every point is noted, or from each and every perspective the existing method is recorded. So in the critical examination we assess the information about the processes and charts or diagrams. So this is the most important phase of the method study, where we critically analyze with respect to certain series of questions. So we use here some questionnaire for assessing the various solutions or alternatives. So in critical examination, each of the work element is recorded on the chart, subjected to a systematic and progressive series of questions with the purpose of determining the reasons for which it is done and also to find possible alternatives. So here what we are interested for preparing certain set of questionnaires. Sometimes we use their primary set of questions and secondary set of questions, and we find out the reasons for which purpose these activities are being carried out. So while critical examination, the use of systematic questioning technique reduces the possibility of missing any information which may be useful for the development of better method. So this is the intention why we have to critically examine the existing method which we have recorded, because once we critically analyze the existing method, we can ensure that no information is missed out. So this is very important step for development of new method. Now, what is the questioning technique? The questioning technique is a means by which critical examination is conducted and each activity is subjected in turn to a systematic and progressive questions. Here, the questions we use are based on such as why, how, what. So this is the set of questions we have to use for assessing about any information. Now we have seen the flow process chart elements. There are 5 work elements such as operation, transport, inspection, storage and delay. So these work elements are critically examined once the existing method is recorded. Now we have seen that the grouping of elements based on whether the workpiece or material is touched and recording the process. So in the first group we record the elements where material is touched, and in the second group the material is not touched, where we use the element storage or delay. Further grouping possible is for make ready activities, do operation, put away activities. So once we classify make ready activities, then setting, holding of raw materials and tools, degreasing, transporting and clearing it, etc. These are the make ready activities before the compound is taken for machining. So do operation is nothing but the actual machining process where the component undergoes the change in shape or composition or physical conditions of the object. And in put away activities, here the component is moved from one place to another. So this is the grouping of elements based on whether component is touched or not. Now which element is needed? So make ready activity and put away activity can be represented by transport or inspection symbols, where we have to actually touch the work pieces. Our aim is obviously to have a high proportion of do operation as possible. That means the component should not be lying in the storage, or it should not be lying near to the machine centers or work centers, where it should be always subjected to as far as possible for do operation phase, since these are only ones which carry the product forward in its progress from raw material to completion. That means if we avoid the delays, at first we can produce more components, so that we can reduce the non-productive time. Now while assessing the information, we need these points for excluding the non-productive time, including in storage and delays. So here unnecessary and redundant activities, that means repetitive which are not useful activities, are identified by imposing a series of questions in sequence. So how this sequence is about? Here let us first assess the purpose, then place, sequence, person and means. First point is purpose, then place, sequence, person and means. So these are the main points of questionnaire, where we prepare primary and secondary question set. So in examination procedure, we have to prepare primary set of questions and secondary set of questions. So primary set of questions means these are the answers to these show up the necessity of carrying out the activity. That means these answers are helpful for ensuring the necessity of doing an activity, while a secondary set of questions allow us for considering alternative methods of doing the same activity. That means first set of questions, primary questions, are showing the necessity of doing that activity, and secondary questions give us answers for having alternative methods for doing the activity. Now the selection of the best way of doing each activity is later determined to develop new method which is introduced as a standard practice. Now let us discuss what is a set of primary questions. Now primary questions, as we noted in previous slide, that these are helpful for deciding the necessity of activities. So we have to consider these aspects for preparing the questionnaire for primary set of questions. Aspects are purpose, place, sequence, person and means. Here first set of questions is related to what is done. That means we have to assess a purpose, and once we know the purpose, then why it is done. So it gives us the answer about its purpose, and it gives more clarity to the purpose. Then the next aspect, for where is it done. That means the activity which is being carried out, the place which is already present for the existing method, that place we should know. And then once we know the place, we have to ask the question, why is it done at that place, whether there is alternative possible. Then if we know the place, then at what sequence, when is it done. If that activity is getting performed in the sequence, then why is it done at that moment. That means why at that number of sequence, or why that number is given to the activities. And once the sequence is known, we should ask the question, who does it? Who does it? And once we know the person, why that person only? Is there any alternative possible? This is question 2. Then means, its intention. How is it done? By which way it is done? And if it is done by that way, why? So this is the question for assessing the means or knowing the way of doing that activity. And next, secondary question set. Secondary question set give us the various alternatives possible for doing the same activity. Again, if we assess these methods with respect to the aspects which we have used in the primary questions, purpose, place, sequence, person and means. Again, we have to ask the question for assessing the better possibilities. What else can be done? That means for to serve the existing purpose, what else can be done and what should be done. So we have to look for the alternatives here for the existing method. Next one is where else it can be done. If it is done away from the existing place, whether it is beneficial, and if it is beneficial, why it should be done, where it should be done. Such questions we should ask and try to obtain the answers. It may give rise for development of new method. Then similarly, according to the sequence, when can be done? Can we change the sequence? And when should it be done? If we want to change, when should that activity be done or performed? We should assess the answers related to these questions. Person, who else can do it? If you ask a question, who else can do it, rather than that person which is being appointed, and if somebody else can do it, then who should do it? So we have to again allocate who person should do, which person should do that activity. And lastly, how else it can be done. Means how else it can be done in better way. This question we can put, and how should it be done? We can find out the answers. How should it be done so that existing method can be improved. So these are the points of critical examination. So this is the third step in the method study procedure. Later on, the 3 steps in method study procedure are to develop, install, that is implement, and maintain. So these are the usual steps or phases of method study, where we have to develop new method, implement and take feedback regularly, routinely, so that we can assess whether existing method which we have changed is giving the benefits in terms of productivity or reducing the waste or time. So this is all about critical examination in method study. I hope you understood the concept of critical examination. Thank you.